was something like that. You know, it's just like an animal.
County 911, what is the exact location of your emergency?
We think we found a body out here. It's in a road, and somebody had put it on like a mattress or something and burned it. And it looks like it has bones in it, and you can see intestines and guts, and I don't know. It's weird.
This couple found a body. The body lay twisted on the desolate Rio Rancho Road, beaten, stabbed, and burned beyond recognition. What began as a missing persons case soon unraveled into something far more sinister. This is the story of deception, greed, and justice. Albuquerque, New Mexico, a city known for its rich culture and breathtaking desert scenery. But behind the beauty, darkness lurks in unexpected places. On January 28, 2018, at 6:56 a.m.,
Albuquerque Police, how can I help you?
Yes, this is Harry Gandert. I'm at my sister's house, and she's not here. And I haven't been able to get a hold of her, and she usually gets back to me because I call her every morning and night, and she has, and the phone has been offline.
Okay. And what's your sister's name?
Marilyn Gandert. But her vehicle's here, and that's how she travels. I mean, my note that I left yesterday is still in the door. I'm getting worried now.
Okay.
It's not a good day.
a 911 call came in from 62-year-old Harry Gandert. In January 2018, Marilyn Gandert vanished without a trace. Harry revealed that Marilyn had lived alone for years, keeping mostly to herself. After losing her husband, grief shadowed her life, but it was the loss of her only son, Ryan Biquette, to suicide that truly shattered her. When Marilyn stopped answering his calls, Harry knew something was wrong. He voiced his fears clearly.
I'm getting worried now.
Okay.
It's not a good day.
Something had happened to his sister. Yet, when the police searched her home, they found nothing.
It's clear, man.
Nancy Robinson, Marilyn's longtime friend from the post office, felt the same unease. Marilyn had always been there, even in her grief. Marilyn, vanishing without a word, was a clear sign that something was terribly wrong. Searching the property for any signs of foul play. As they looked around, unease settled in, something felt off. After knocking on the door without response, they moved to the backyard, scanning for anything or anyone out of place. Then, they checked the side of the garage, but the blinds blocked their view. When they turned back toward the house, they noticed the front door wide open. With growing tension, the police entered and searched every room. But despite their efforts, no clues were found, only silence. And the unsettling feeling that Marilyn was gone without a trace. The police decided to check Marilyn's other property, a neighboring house she had been renting to her daughter-in-law, Alyssa. Nancy informed them that Alyssa and the others had recently moved out. Alyssa, 43, had been living there with her 19-year-old son, Drake, and her friend, Annie Rail. When the officers arrived, they found Alyssa prepared to leave. Alyssa told the police that she had planned to pick up the key from Marilyn on Saturday morning, move the rest of her belongings, and complete the move by Sunday.
She, on Friday, she said, come on Saturday morning and get the key.
She also provided messages that might help with the investigation.
No, that's fine. I said I'm going to come by in about an hour for the keys. I don't have, like, the okay, because, but I told her when I am, and see, she wasn't answering me, but she doesn't always answer me.
So the last one you got from her
was at 10:35 on the 26th. That was the...
For now, everything seemed routine. The leads led nowhere, offering no clue to Marilyn's whereabouts.
Right, where are you moving to?
Well...
Oh, no.
This one?
I had it a little close, so I was trying to... I'm getting there. You can open that door if you want. That's a closet. She didn't come yesterday, and I expected her to come by, but I didn't think anything of it. I thought, oh, she probably...
The officers searched Alyssa's house thoroughly but found nothing unusual. With no evidence to follow, they had no choice but to walk away, the mystery of Marilyn's disappearance lingering in the air. Marilyn's brother, her best friend, and her daughter-in-law, 3 people who were always in close contact with her, had no idea where she was. She had vanished without a trace. Then, on the night of January 26, 2018, a middle-aged woman was driving home from work in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. As she made her way down the road, something caught her eye. A strange shape lying ahead. Wisps of black smoke curled into the night air, and faint orange embers glowed, as if whatever it was had recently been on fire. The next morning, on January 27, 2018, at 11:42 a.m., curiosity and unease drew her back to the same spot, this time with her husband. As the couple stepped out of their car for a closer look, their breath caught in their throats. What they saw shook them to the core. The husband immediately dialed 911 and reported the terrifying scenario. Within minutes, emergency responders were on their way.
It looks like it has lips and teeth in there. Stuff like that. I don't know if it's real or...
Yeah, it's creepy.
It might be exactly what we think it is, so...
There, lying on a burned mattress, was a body, charred, twisted, and barely recognizable as human.
Deputies found the charred body and remains of what appears to be a box spring of a mattress. The body is undergoing an autopsy and has not yet been identified.
The remains were scorched beyond recognition, the flesh blackened and disfigured. But one detail stood out in the horror. The victim's hands and legs were bound, as if someone had deliberately restrained them to ensure they couldn't escape. The sight was haunting, a silent testament to the cruelty inflicted upon the victim. As the flames consumed the body, they also tried to erase the truth. But now, with the discovery made, there was no turning back. The question remained: who was this person, and who had done this to them, and why? By the next day, news of the burned body spread across the city, stirring fear and speculation. The community held its breath, waiting for answers. Then, after the autopsy, the truth sent shockwaves through everyone, especially Marilyn's brother. The body was hers. The revelation shattered those who knew her. Marilyn, a woman who had lived quietly in her grief, had met a fate far more brutal than anyone could have imagined. Her brother struggled to comprehend how someone could do this to her, the weight of loss now mixed with the unbearable horror of knowing how she had died.
Oh, God.
Don't you have a seat, sir?
Yes, no.
I am so sorry we have to come and bring you this news.
Harry, I'm so...
Now, detectives were determined to uncover the killer behind this gruesome crime. They began questioning those closest to Marilyn, starting with her brother, Harry. As they dug deeper, they asked about Marilyn's relationships.
What was her relationship like with Alyssa?
It was Kurt.
Were her and Alyssa close?
Frenemy?
More frenemies than... Okay.
Who she trusted and who she clashed with. That's when Harry mentioned Alyssa. Their relationship, he explained, was complicated, more like a frenemy than family. There had always been tension between them, an unspoken rivalry that lingered beneath the surface. This revelation gave detectives a new lead. If there had been conflict, could it have turned into something far worse? With suspicion now forming, they knew they had to take a closer look at Alyssa. The police soon discovered that Alyssa wasn't leaving the house by choice. She had been evicted. This raised even more questions. Was there resentment? Could Marilyn's murder be connected to this? Now, detectives shifted their focus to finding the actual crime scene. Marilyn's body had been burned elsewhere and dumped, meaning the murder had taken place somewhere else. They carefully examined Marilyn's house.
Every room.
Searching for any sign of struggle or foul play, but nothing seemed out of place. With no leads there, they turned to Marilyn's other property, the house where Alyssa had been living. Detectives then shifted their focus to Marilyn's grandson, Drake.
When's the last time you talked to your grandma?
I would say 3 or 4 days ago. My grandmother was telling my mother that we were getting kicked out, so then I was helping her move out.
How did that make your mom feel?
Oh, she was pretty upset.
In his initial statement, he claimed that the last time he saw his grandmother outside the house was when his mother, Alyssa, and Annie were moving their belongings. Drake insisted that, at the time, nothing seemed out of place. Nothing was missing, and there was no reason to suspect anything was wrong. His words painted a picture of normalcy, but detectives weren't convinced. Detectives returned to Alyssa's house for a more thorough investigation. At first, they found nothing unusual, but then, in the entryway hallway, they spotted a single drop of blood on the wall. It was small, almost unnoticeable, but it hinted at something far more sinister. A possible crime scene hidden in plain sight. Meanwhile, as police continued their search, Alyssa learned that Marilyn's body had been found. Strangely, when officers had first spoken to her after Marilyn's disappearance, she never mentioned the eviction, only that she was moving out.
I know, but I want my clothes and I want to go to my hotel and I want to sleep. My back hurts. I'm tired of moving.
I understand.
I just want my clothes, that's all.
This omission now seemed deliberate, making detectives even more suspicious. Confirming their doubts, Nancy provided insight into Marilyn's growing frustration with Alyssa. After years of financial support, Marilyn had expected Alyssa to stand on her own. Following Ryan's death, she asked Alyssa to start paying rent, but Alyssa resisted. Tired of the emotional and financial strain, Marilyn had made a decision. She wanted to sell the house and move on. As detectives continued investigating those closest to Marilyn, they uncovered the chilling details of her autopsy report. What they found confirmed their worst fears. Marilyn's death wasn't just a murder, it was a message, written in violence and fire. The report revealed the brutal extent of her suffering. She had been beaten and stabbed to death, her final moments filled with unimaginable pain. But the horror didn't end there. After killing her, the murderer, or someone helping them, transported her body to Rio Rancho. There, they laid a mattress on the road, placed Marilyn's lifeless body on top, and set it ablaze, as if trying to erase the evidence of their crime. This wasn't just an attempt to dispose of a body. It was something more, a calculated, merciless act. Alyssa's behavior grew increasingly suspicious, and detectives couldn't ignore the inconsistencies in her statements.
So Marilyn, she's sitting in her car, and then she was coming in because she needed to use the restroom. But Drake is like, look at my mom, this is our house, can't we just stay here one more night in our own beds? And she said no. And so he was crying and he left out the back door. I stayed in my room.
The more they investigated, the more the pieces of the puzzle started falling into place. After thoroughly examining all aspects of the case, Marilyn's strained relationship with Alyssa, the eviction, the hidden bloodstains, and the gruesome way her body was disposed of, the police finally uncovered the shocking truth. Alyssa, her son Drake, and her friend Annie Rail were all involved in Marilyn's murder. What had started as a bitter conflict had spiraled into something far more sinister. Now, with enough evidence to connect them to the crime, detectives were ready to bring them to justice. In 2019, justice was served. Alyssa Bickett pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, and was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Drake Bickett received 26 years, while Annie Rail also faced significant time behind bars. The courtroom was filled with chilling details, accounts of manipulation, financial desperation, and a meticulously planned murder. Marilyn Gandert's life was taken too soon by those she trusted most. But the truth prevailed. In the face of tragedy, her memory lives on through her family, her friends, and the justice system that ensured her killers were held accountable.